This audio reading is taken from the book The Bible and the Newspaper by Charles Spurgeon. Our selected reading is entitled The Fickleness of Mankind. Unstable as water thou shalt not excel. Genesis 49:4. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. Psalm 62:9. The Times, June 10th, has the following from its correspondent at St. Petersburg on public opinion in Russia, a well-known Russian journalist who has had abundant opportunities of observing and studying the consecutive changes of public opinion among the educated classes of his countrymen during the last 2 years, has just published the following results of his observations. July 1876, wild enthusiasm, complete enchantment with the Servians, desire for war. October 1876, despondency, disenchantment with regard to the Servians' hostility towards them, and regret for what has been done for them. November 1876, enthusiasm for a war in the interest of the Bulgarians, pity for and sympathy with them. April 1877, complete ecstasy, brotherly love for the Bulgarians, dissatisfaction with the Servians. August and September 1877. Despondency in consequence of failures before Plevna and elsewhere. Silent irritation against the Bulgarians. Readiness to abandon the whole thing if only a way could be found out of it. December 1877. Intoxication from success. Desire to carry the thing out to the end. Bad feeling towards the Bulgarians. February 1878. Wild delight at the peace and the yielding disposition of Turkey. Sympathy with Turkey and corresponding coolness towards the Bulgarians. Passionate determination to insist on the acquisition of Batum. Consciousness of the necessity of this acquisition. Indifference to the question of England and Austria. May 1878. Complete disenchantment on the score of the Bulgarians. Suspicions of insincerity on the part of the Turks. Talk about Batum not being so necessary for us as it had formerly seemed. Something like disgust with the Eastern question. Talk about getting the thing finished anyhow. This curious laconic register, though far from complete, is pretty correct so far as it goes. We insert this as a curious instance of the fickleness of the popular mind. He who lives to win the approbation of the public, even should he gain it, should set but small store by it, for it is as changeful as the wind, and altogether as unsubstantial. The multitude one day cried concerning our Saviour, Hosanna, Hosanna, and ere the week was ended they as lustily shouted, Crucify him, crucify him. The apostles at Lystra found themselves at one moment in danger of being worshipped as gods, but the mistake did not last long, for the people stoned them before the sun had set. The many-headed cry first this thing and then another. Unstable as water, they rush to extremes. The war upon which they enter with enthusiasm will either close with curses at the bloodshed it has entailed, or else it will end with illuminations intended to welcome the return of peace which they broke with so light a heart. Let those who pride themselves upon the applause of the multitude see the worthlessness of the mere vapour for which they spend themselves. Blessed is he whose life is ruled by the will of God, and whose highest ambition is acceptance with the Most High through Jesus Christ his Son. His is an immortal and immutable inheritance, a crown of life which fadeth not away.
Is the reader living wholly unto God?
Then he shall not know the disappointment of those who put their trust in the sons of men, in whom is no strength. But hunters after popularity and aspirants for fame will do well to consider whether the mirage is worth their notice, or the will-o'-the-wisp worthy of their pursuit. This concludes our reading. Thank you for listening.